And your book is so awesome because it really does give, it lays it out very clearly, the steps to doing all this stuff. So it's really clear. I'm really excited about it. So do we want to wrap this up pretty soon? And do you want to finally tell me what the secret of the Golden Phallus actually is?
Have we built up the anticipation enough?
Well,
Are
I
there?
don't know where else we can go because we're talking
Yeah,
about alchemy, all these like magic. This is all really awesome stuff. What else is there? Are we
I
missing
know.
another secret, you know?
Yeah, I know. I know. You're right. And I don't. Um, yeah, I don't have a lot that I feel like I have to add right now. But I was going to ask you about your experience when you read the book. What did that mean to you, and how did it?
Yeah, I couldn't
What?
even put it down, honestly. And I know, people say that about a lot of books, but seriously, I'm gonna probably buy like 10 copies to give to any men that I know that would actually not freak out when I gave it to them, because I just think it's so cool, and so simple, So I'm just at this point I'm just excited, I'm just thrilled that it's like, because a lot of times these kind of tantra things are really expensive, and especially for college kids or younger people that maybe don't have
Yeah.
steady jobs right now, we can't afford to pay $400 to go off for a weekend somewhere and do a
Right.
class. So this is,
Sure.
just a book that we can get and share with each other.
Hmm.
And if it really does, work the way you say it does, it's gonna. I could see how this could change everything for at least the people that practice it, if not the world.
Well, that's the other thing. Yeah, definitely. I really appreciate what you say because I have similar hopes for this myself. And I am aware, for example, that the years I've been talking about mindful masturbation online, and I've been making this teaching available to people, and you can purchase more in-depth teachings about it that I've created, but
Sure.
also a lot of it is online for free if anyone just wants to read and look at stuff. And I intend for what I consider the basic content of this book, The Secret of the Golden Phallus, is going to be online, basically free too. And then I would like to have some more in-depth, coaching and inspiration, perhaps even a DVD someday, before too
Okay.
long, based on it. Just a simple
Yeah.
presentation that gives the same basic content.
Yeah, because
But
some people are visual learners. They wouldn't want to read a book,
absolutely, and that's the thing is I'm grateful because I've spent so much of my life since I was 11 years old when I finished writing my first novel manuscript, and that was some decades ago. So, I have a huge inventory of unpublished manuscripts, and fortunately my books are starting to come out now. But this will be my first nonfiction book, Nils, and so I'm very excited about that. But I don't know if you want me to tell what I think the secret of the Golden Phallus is.
I'm kind of dying to know. Yeah.
You don't know already?
Well, just say it out loud. Just say it. What's the
Yeah,
secret?
I'll spill the beans. Yeah, well,
Give it to me.
that's it. Well, I would say that the secret of the Golden Phallus is between your own legs, if you're a man, for one thing. That's it, right there. Um, this book is directed at the reader because it's not really about me. It's about you, whoever you are that are reading this or watching this. If you're a human male, or if you're somebody who cares about men like women, I've learned that women are real interested sometimes in the same issues that I'm talking about because it helps them to understand men better.
Interesting.
But the Golden Phallus is really your own penis and your own ability to experience arousal and erotic energy in a way that transforms your experience of embodiment so that living becomes heaven on earth.
Wow.
So that you realize no matter who you are, no matter where you live, no matter what you look like, no matter what your background, you live in paradise. This planet is the garden, you know? You live on the new earth. You're the new Adam of the new earth, whoever you are. As a human male, this doesn't exclude women, but I think men need more help than women in some ways. bodies. You
Huh.
know, one of the things we didn't talk about really is the triple God, because, and we don't need to go into that right now, but women have reclaimed the triple goddess. And, you know, this is an ancient idea. It's not just the pagans and the witches and so forth, although they talk about this. It's in many religions and backgrounds, the idea that a god is not really a supernatural being out there outside of you. It's a potential within every human being,
Hmm.
right? And in women, that's called the maiden and the mother and the crone. And it's the pre-sexual girl who's young and creative and enthusiastic. It's the mother who is nurturing and actually takes care of people and protects them and so forth, and raises children or helps other people. And the crone is the woman who then no longer is perhaps not responsible for children and grandchildren so much anymore, but can serve their community with her wisdom and her age. And when I was writing this book, although I have all this background in mythology and culture and, you know, studied history in school and stuff, I started to kind of make up a triple god idea. And then I thought, oh my God, I think this already exists. And I found out, yes, you know, there's Brahma, Vishnu, Shiva, there's Zeus and Poseidon and Hades. I mean, in all the different mythologies, there's a triple god. And I call it the youth, the man, and the sage. And again, it's not a judgment of what stage you're at, but they unfold in that order naturally, because, you know, the youth is the creative boy, the playful boy who, you know, doesn't have to be responsible for taking care of other people. He's learning, he's excited, he's, you know, passionate. The man may or may not actually be a father, but he's able to be responsible for others and offer protection and help and so forth, you know, support. Right. Men need to create a brotherhood the way women have a sisterhood, I think. You know, women just naturally support each other more emotionally, I think. And then the sage is the male equivalent of the crone. He's the older man who has wisdom to offer, and he can serve whoever needs it. And the crone and the sage also deal with death and passing over into the next life in whatever way. They often preside when people are dying, or, you know, they help with funerals and grieving people and stuff like that because they've got experience, you know. And so in other words, these are integral stages of life that unfold naturally. But and I found that all those stages of the male triple god are phallic gods too, because, you know, your penis is the center of your identity as a human male if you're honest with yourself. It's, you know, it's the core of who you are. And yet until you open your heart and connect it with your mind, you know, that's what happens naturally with this kind of work.
So this, this secret that you're talking about, I mean, it sounds like you're describing the secret, like the thing that we're all looking for. I mean, you're making some pretty strong claims here.
Yeah, I would say that as far as the human experience is concerned, on a deep level that isn't just ideas, I think it is kind of the secret. And I think Toby Johnson said that in the commentary or the notes in a way. You know, he said something about, he actually used capital letters, the. And yeah, it's a pretty big claim, you know, and I'm not saying, I want to make clear, Nils, that, you know, the exact same path isn't going to work for everybody. You know, it's kind of like the psychedelic experience. It depends on how you do it. You know, it needs to be carefully unfolded. You know, I neither condemn nor advocate the use of any drugs. I think that there's a human desire to alter consciousness a certain amount. And, you know, different cultures approve of different drugs. It's very hypocritical to just say a certain drug is bad or good, you know.
Yeah.
It's all how you use it. And that's the same with this incredible, potent, you know, erotic energy we're talking about here.
So what do you actually hope to accomplish with this book? What's your dream if this could go as far as you want it to?
If it can go as far as I want it to, it'll change the world. I think it's a drop in the ocean, you know, and ripples can spread from it. You know, I don't think any person can take on the burden of saving the world. You know, I certainly can't, and I don't think it's realistic. But I hope it will contribute to men. I think that the worst, this is a very good point, thank you for asking that, because I think the worst problems on our planet are caused by the sexual frustration and touch deprivation of men. I think that men's inability to love themselves fully. This is a generalization, but it's common. It's not universal. Uh, Makes it really hard for them to love others. You know, men are often shielded, and women sometimes are too, shielded emotionally. And this work that I'm offering is something that naturally allows you to break out of that and become more fearless about loving others because you start to love yourself.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for, definitely. That is my quest in my film. So I'm
You found it.
so grateful. Thank you
Wonderful.
so much for spending time with me today, and
Oh, thank
best
you,
wishes
Nils.
to you with your book.
Absolutely.